Procrastination is the subtle art of delaying stuff unless you can't delay it anymore. Hey guys, it's Helly, and in today's video, I'm sharing 20 tips to turn your procrastination into productivity. I hope that if you're a person who has a lot of goals but always fails to achieve them because of procrastination, this video is gonna help you. This is from this book called How to Turn Your Procrastination Into Productivity, which I read recently on Storytel. If you want to read this book, and I highly suggest you do because it's like a 3-hour audiobook. Pretty concise, but I couldn't encompass it all in today's video. So if you want to know more on how to turn your procrastination into productivity, please read this book. It's an amazing non-fiction book. If you want to read this book in the audiobook format, I'll leave a trial to Storytel of 30 days, storytel.com/Ali. But if you want to, you can get this book in other formats as well. Now, without any further ado, let's get started with today's video. The first thing that this book recommends is if you want to turn your procrastination into productivity, you really need to see the bigger picture every time. The thing is, when we have projects to do or tasks to complete, we just don't want to do those tasks because it's maybe boring or just not that interesting, or we just are not in mood for it. If you just think why you're doing these tasks, what is the bigger picture? So if it's a college project, the bigger picture is that you'll be getting a degree. If it's a work project, it's probably your salary or the final career goal that you have. So whatever the bigger picture is, think about it first, and that'll help you a lot in turning your procrastination into productivity, because you'll be knowing what exactly you are working for and not just what the work is itself. Next tip is to divide big tasks into small ones. Whatever your big goal is, write down what are the things that you need to do to reach that big goal. The next tip comes in here, which is a visual map. So a visual map is basically a map that you make about the goals that you want to attain and how you're going to do that. So what this book suggests you guys do is take a page, at the center write your big goal. Okay, whatever the big goal is. If it's a job, write about what the job is. If it's a college that you want to get into, write the name of the college. If there's a degree that you want to complete, if there's a syllabus, a portion of your syllabus that you want to complete, if there's a competitive exam that you want to crack, whatever your final goal is, write that in the center. After that, around that center, you can make a circle if you wanna, but if you don't wanna, don't. But around that, write the small tasks that you need to complete to get to that goal. This is gonna help you visualize what are the things you need to do to create that bigger picture. And visualization is so important. Just thinking that you wanna attain something is just not enough. You really need to be actively taking steps towards it. And this visual map thing will help you a lot in making yourself realize what exactly are the things you need to do so that you don't beat about the bush or waste your time in things that are not going to be productive. Next tip to improve your productivity is to review your progress periodically. No matter what is the goal that you are working towards, every week review how much you have progressed, or every day even if it's suitable for you, because that's exactly where people fail. We think that we are doing stuff, and actually we end up realizing after months that all this while we were half-heartedly doing chores, and now everything is piled up and there's really no more time left to do the stuff that you wanted to do perfectly. So you just get it done anyway, and it's always a mess. So if you want to stop this procrastination, make sure that you review your goals periodically. Let's say your goal is to lose a certain amount of weight, or let's say that your final goal is to publish 10 YouTube videos. Make sure that every week you see how much you've progressed. And the more you track your progress, you'll understand if you're lagging behind or if you're doing well. And that is going to help you a lot in planning the future, the other tasks that you have around your life. This one tip has helped me a lot in attaining the goals that I've set for myself, this reviewing periodically thingy. And I'm so grateful for this idea, and I hope that you guys will apply this too. The next tip is to internalize your goals. Put your goals into your subconscious mind. If your goal is to be a brilliant student, think that you're a brilliant student. If your goal is to be a millionaire, think that you're a millionaire. No matter what your goal is, make sure that you think about it a lot, because your subconscious mind is going to help you towards your goal, and your subconscious mind is such a great asset. A lot of you thought that I don't believe in the concept of subconscious mind just because I didn't like the book, Power of Your Subconscious Mind. That's not true. I just didn't like the book because of the way it was written. I am not disregarding that scientific fact, okay? I'm no one to do that. And even if I don't like the book, doesn't mean that you won't. But the fact is, I didn't like that book. Talking about the subconscious mind, your subconscious mind is extremely important in making sure that you attain your goals. So make sure that you make use of that and think positively about yourself. The next tip will be to prioritize stuff into must, should, and want. Must is the things that you have to do, absolutely have to do. You really need to make time for these things, and these things are important. The next is should, which is mildly important things, and the next is want, which is the things that you want to do but they are not that important. For example, I want to Netflix and chill all day, but can I do that? Not really, not now at least. Or maybe I can. Let's see. But the thing is, if I do that, I'm not going to be productive at all. So the point is that you should prioritize whatever this is the stuff that you spend your day in. You make sure that you are doing more of the musts and shoulds than your wants. That is the key here. The next thing you need to learn is to delay short-term gratification for your long-term goals. This is one of the things that successful people follow all the time, which is why you will see that millionaires and billionaires are so patient, and patience is one of the keys to success in life. Make sure that every week you make active choices regarding what you're doing with your life, how you're spending your time, and make sure it's not too much about what you like currently, but also about what you are going to like in your future. And that's how you build the life that you've always wanted to. The next two tips are so important. Number one, please avoid setting unrealistic goals. The thing that will happen is if you set unrealistic goals, you're not going to attain them, and that's going to make you think that, okay, you're not good at anything, and it's going to depress you, and you'll end up not even attaining the things that you could have because you're so upset about the fact that you've not attained your impossible goal. Okay, make sure that you're giving yourself feasible goals that you can easily reach, and make sure that you are not too hard on yourself, because you are your biggest asset. If you are not taking care of yourself, your mental health, when you are going towards your goals, being productive, it's no use. So make sure you do that. And the next tip is to reject perfectionism. There are so many people who just are waiting for the perfect time, the perfect thing, that they don't end up doing the stuff itself. The next tip is going to be sort of in line with this one, and that is the right time is when you actually begin. There is nothing called the right time. The right time is sort of like an excuse that we keep giving ourselves for not being able to attain the goals that we used to have for ourselves. For example, we keep saying that we don't have time for doing this business that we always wanted to do. We keep saying that we don't have time to read this book that we have always wanted to. We always keep saying that just there's no time to incorporate new habits and good things in our life. But the truth is, if something is important, you are going to make time for it no matter what. So if you're not doing that, you're probably not prioritizing it. And if you're not prioritizing it, maybe you should think about if it's really your goal, okay? Make sure that you begin right now. The moment something strikes you, use the 5-second rule and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Do it. Try to do it. If it's something that you can't do within 5 seconds, it's cool. But at least work towards it. Don't keep thinking or delaying it just because you think that this is not the right time and some other time will be. It will never be the right time unless you think that it's the right time. The next tip will be to get a goal buddy. If someone in your life has the same goals as you, or someone is there in your life who motivates you a lot, you can tell them about the goals that you have and to just keep you accountable. This helps a lot because there's someone else too who knows about your goals, you know about theirs, and you just feel so positive. Your environment is everything. If you have someone procrastinating around you, you're probably going to procrastinate too. But if you are in touch with someone who's productive, who's working very hard, that's going to come into you as well, and take that energy because that is so precious. Make sure that when you're working, you remove distractions that you have. Now, distractions can mean electronic objects, but if you work with electronic devices, maybe that's not a good idea. In that case, you can block off internet or apps that are going to distract you. And there are other types of distractions too. For example, I have pets. Sometimes my pets do distract me because, gosh, they're so cute. But I really need to get work done. So when I work, usually I keep my door closed because that keeps them away. If I don't see them, I don't want to cuddle with them. And that helps a lot. Now, those of you who have pets can relate. Those of you who don't, you can't probably. But I'm pretty sure that phone is not the only distraction in your life. Identify your distractions and remove them when you're working so that you are at your productive best. The next will be this matrix that I want you guys to learn about, and I'm going to explain it a little bit. So this is Stephen Covey's time management matrix, where you can divide the tasks that you have to do into 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1 is for the things that are important and urgent. Do them as soon as you can. The second quadrant is the important things that you need to do, but not the urgent ones. The third is the things that are urgent but not that important. And the fourth is the not important and not even urgent tasks. Okay. At this point, if you want, you can take a screenshot or just pause the screen and read this properly so that you know what are the different quadrants and what are the things that fall under different categories. This is going to help you so much in in achieving your long term goals, because now you'll know what is the time to do which task. And yeah, I hope that this helps. The next will be David Allen's 2-minute rule. By the way, this book is also available on Storytel, so if you wanna, you can read it. 2-minute rule basically says that if there's something that you have to do that takes less than 2 minutes, do it right now. Don't delay it any further. Do it right now. The next tip is to develop keystone habits that are going to hold together all the other habits of your life. There are so many habits that you need to incorporate in your life so that you are at your productive best. And you might think that, okay, you can't do this right now, but everything happens slowly. Try to incorporate habits that are going to turn your procrastination into productivity. Now, this can look like very different things to very different people. Some say that meditation helps them. Some say exercising helps them. Some say that good food helps them, healthy food. Now, it totally depends on you, but make sure you have some keystone habits that you stick to in your life so that you can be at your productive best. Avoid multitasking. It actually slows down your time because you are going to end up taking even more time in all the tasks that you're doing than you originally would have if you focused on only one. Now, it kind of differs from person to person. I can multitask usually, but only when something doesn't need my complete focus. Okay, so if I'm doing some random chore, I can listen to an audiobook while doing that, or listen to a song while doing that. But if I'm doing like studying or stuff, I can't do something alongside that. So yeah, it really depends. Multitasking looks different for different people, so make sure you know what works for you. The next is the 80/20 rule. I already have a video on this, so I'm not going to talk much about it. I highly suggest that you watch this video so that you understand the 80/20 rule. But the sum of it is that about 20% of your tasks only give 80% of the results. So focus on this 20% and cut out the other 80% that you do, the crap that you do that takes away a lot of time from your schedule, and yeah, you'll be fine. The next tip will be to make time to read. Make sure that you read a lot. Reading develops your mind, increases patience, and it is gonna help your productivity. Also, good music is something that can help you turn any task from boring to extremely interesting. Sometimes I use music, whatever the kind of music I like, with certain tasks. So if it's yoga or something, I like upbeat music. If I'm studying, I like music which doesn't have any lyrics. It really depends from person to person, but I hope that it's gonna help you. Music, okay? Because music is so amazing. Lastly, make sure that you make use of power naps. Don't exhaust yourself. Power naps are so helpful. I have like 2 naps in a day, and after every nap, I feel very rejuvenated. If I work at a stretch throughout the day, I don't really feel great about it. It's just me, I guess, but let me know in the comments if you have been there as well. Make sure that you don't overdo yourself. Do things at your pace and you'll be fine. Procrastination is the biggest enemy of productivity. There are so many dreams that are not attained just because of this one very, very pathetic habit. But I know that after watching this video, you're going to be working towards it. If you want to buy this book, the link will be in the description below. A free trial link to this book will also be in the description below. I hope that you like this pick. On every Wednesday, I want to talk about certain books on my channel. So if there are recommendations that you have, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be back with another video next week. Till then, bye bye.